In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how we can pass values from one screen to another with custom type. And this is what we have here. It's just a very simple application with one button, and when we click on it, we just go to another screen and we're passing some information. For example, in our case, we're passing the number 1, which is our product ID in our case, and that's it. But let's see how it's working. First, we have one navigation host, and that's just nothing special over here. And we have a product navigation graph, which contains 2 screens, which will be our product list and product details. Inside of them, nothing special, we just have our composables. Let's go to our route now. And inside of it, we have a couple of things. First, we'll have a data class of what we would like our data to be passing between the screens. In our case, because we have a product, we just call it product parameters, and what we want to pass. We just set one variable, which will be our ID, and we give it a default value. Let's skip this for now and go below that. Now the next steps that we have here is we have a sealed class, and this is just because that's how I like to structure things. And this sealed class is just simply we're passing a link to it and an arguments. And what this means is every route that we're making usually needs to have a name, which I'm just calling link, and our arguments. So in our case, when we're passing to the product, that will be our argument, whatever parameters we're passing. The way a route is structured, it's first we need to give it a name, and then after that we give it the parameters that we wanna, have. So that's why I have separated also 2 other objects, and this is like navigation route name and navigation arguments. The route name is always on the left side. You can think of it like that. This is just the main, just the main screen that we're going to. And the arguments, this is just the key name of our arguments. So this is easier doing it like this, separating it into different variables, because we need them to be used as well. Not only here, but we'll need them to be used when we are navigating to the different spots or just retrieving some data. And just handling strings by themselves is just not pleasant. So that's why we keep everything in some constants. Let's check what's happening in our product details. When we're making our arguments, the first thing that we need to give them is the name of them, which we already have. And the second thing is in our builder, we have a couple of things. First, the main thing here is, and the only thing actually that we're using is the product parameters type. So this is actually our custom type. And if we check what's happening in it, there are a couple of things. First, we pass if it's allowed nullable or not. And the other things that we override here, how we actually convert our data class to the actual values. And how we do it, we're using JSON. And then we're passing our product parameters as the type, and that's how we convert it. Now keep in mind something here, that I'm using version of the navigation 2.6 alpha 4, and this is because I wanted to showcase what's happening here with the serializeAsValue. It's nothing special, but we have this serializeAsValue as well, and we're using it to serialize everything from our object and push it to the link that we're sending to the next screen. And I'm going to show it in a bit, but usually if you're not using this version and doing it like that, you're going to be maybe setting this up over here in your data class. And as you can see, it's literally the same thing. The only difference is that when we're creating the parameters type in our case, we just want everything to be in one place. We don't want to split it in multiple places. And that's the whole idea of this serializeAsValue, nothing else. So that's why I just wanted to showcase it, and we're going to keep using it. But if you're not again, and you're using an older version, just this is the other way. Now let's see to the main activity and see how everything works. So when we click on our button, we're just creating, of course, that's not how you're going to do it, but we're just putting our data class over here. We're setting some value of it, and then we're creating our link. And this is the important part. Like we said, we're using all those constants because it's just easier to manage, and you can do it your own way, but that's how I did it in the tutorial. First, we are saying to which screen we want to go, and then we're accessing our type we just created, which is our product parameters type. and then we're passing serializeAsValue and our data class. And that's what I mean. Here is where we're using this serializeAsValue. So if you again don't have that, you just be using, for example, product.toString or whatever the case is, just to convert it to string. And then we're just navigating to our next screen. And when we go to the next screen, here is what we have. We're just getting the arguments from the navigation backstack. Then we're accessing the parameter that we want to access, which will be our product data. And then from string, because it's currently just a JSON, we convert it to the whole object. So now when we have our params data, we can use everything that's contained in it. And in our case, it's just an ID. So this is how you can create a custom class and just pass some information from one screen to another. As you can see, it's not difficult at all, but you know, it can be a bit strange at the beginning because it involves a bit more just writing these custom types and stuff. But I believe it's a better way of doing it than just passing single parameters. Keep in mind, the whole project is in the description and you can access everything from it in there. So I hope you liked it, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more.